Hey everyone, it's Skylar. Welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing very well. I'm going to get this put out the way, jump in the shower and go to bed. It's time for the final review. It is case 39. This is the boyfriend's pick, boyfriend's recommendation. This is Rainy Night Gamer's recommendation. He's been at me to review this for a while. This movie came out in 2009. It is directed by Christian Alvart. It stars Renee Zellweger, Jodelle Fairlands, Ian McShane, Bradley Cooper as well. And yeah, this movie came out in 2009. I am just excited to watch this one, review for you guys. You know the drill. We will show you halfway through and then Bob's your teapot, and then we will go through with the review. So I will see you all soon. Ciao. Wow. This has been pretty much quite a bit intense so far. So, yeah. I'm gonna continue on watching it and plowing through it, but it was a bit intense and I did feel a bit uneasy with one of the scenes. But now that scene has passed, I feel okay now. But I just wanted to let you guys know. Yeah, so I'm going to get back onto this and I will speak to you guys at the end and give you my thoughts and tell you my review. But it's amazing so far, but that one of the scenes was pretty unsettling to me. Okie dokie, see you in a bit. Hey, I'm back. Oh my goodness. I need to say this first before I start with this. Before I start with the review, about case 39, there was a scene in this that made me very, I was very unsettled by the scene. It just, I was very uncomfortable with the scene. But let me get into the gist of the movie for you guys, and then I'll explain my thoughts on that, and I'll explain that situation, and I'll give you, yeah. So basically, Renee Zellweger's character, who's called Emily Jenkins, she's a social worker and she works for social services, what we call in the UK, which is Child Protection Agency in the US. And they're in Oregon, and she's been assigned to this case, which is case 39, of the family of Lilith Sullivan, who's played by Jodelle Fairland. She's a 10-year-old that's very troubled, and her school grades are dropped because issue going on with her parents that's caused some tension, who is called Edward and Margaret Sullivan. So basically, Emily suspects that the parents have been basically neglecting the child emotionally, and so she begins to investigate the family further, and she asks Lilith questions about her mum and dad and and she makes a visit to the family home. Then Lilith's interviewed by the boss, which is Emily's boss, and he's put back, that basically means intimidated, to she doesn't really want to answer his questions. And then Emily visits Lilith at her school and gives the girl goes outside the bus stop before Lilith gets on the bus stop, and said to her, yeah, here's my number, call me if you need anything. So basically, in the middle of the night, Lilith actually calls Emily and tells her that the parents are trying to kill her. So with this detective called Mike Barron, Emily and the detective go to the house, and they get Edward and Margaret and arrest Edward and Margaret for trying to kill Lilith. And this was the scene that made me feel a bit uncomfortable, because they basically put her in the oven. Yeah, they basically put her in the oven and tried to fucking burn her to death, basically burn her alive. But obviously Emily frees Lilith, and she's very upset, in her arms. And then at court, Edward and Margaret have been sent to a mental institution to be like for a psychic evaluation. Basically, it's a nutty ward. That's what we call it. But at first, Lilith was supposed to be sent to a children's home, but she pleads and begs with Emily to take her instead. But Emily goes to the board of directors, the social board, basically the child protective board, and they agree that Emily was the best choice to look after Lilith until basically a foster family come along. Basically 2 weeks after Lilith moves in with Emily, Diego, who's from a separate case, murders his parents in the middle of the night, and the detective informs Emily that somebody phoned Diego the night before the call. Phoned Diego the night before the crime, and the call originated from Emily's home. Basically, Emily suspects that Lilith is behind all these weird happenings that's gone on. So they basically get Lilith to do a psychiatric evaluation by Emily's best friend Douglas. But Lilith asked Douglas all these questions like, what are you afraid of, and all this whatever. So basically Douglas says he's going to call in a specialist to help with Lilith's evaluation. But basically Douglas is unfortunately killed by a mass of hornets. So basically, and then basically what happens next is Emily speaks to Diego, then attends Douglas' funeral, and Emily is a bit more wary of Lilith and her parents because she trusts her parents more than Lilith. Visits Edward and Margaret, who are kept being there for obviously because they tried to burn Lilith alive. Obviously Margaret doesn't want to see anybody because she's very very upset, very hysterical. So yeah, she does want to. But Edward basically tells Emily that Lilith is far from human and she's a demon, basically, and she feeds on emotion, and she basically is just this horrible demon that wants to fucking kill everybody, basically. So yeah, and Lilith feeds off fucking Emily's feelings. Yeah, Lilith feeds off Emily's feelings, compassion and grief. So she's feeding off her fear and all this, and her being frightened and all that. And then Lilith moves on to her next victim. But Edward also tells Emily that the only way to kill Lilith is to get her to sleep, which Lilith doesn't really do. So when Emily leaves the asylum, Margaret has this hallucination that she's on fire and inside this oven, these thoughts going on ahead. And then Edward is stabbed in the eye after attacking a fellow inmate because he hears Lilith's voice. Then Detective Barron receives these strange phone calls from his home from Lilith, and then tries to go. Then he goes after Lilith, but Lilith shape shifts into a dog, and he shoots himself in the head with a shotgun. Then Emily discovers that all her colleagues are getting eliminated one by one, and it's because of Lilith. And Lilith makes it clear that she wants Emily's love and compassion. So Emily serves Lilith a tea spiked with pills and waits for her to fall asleep. While Lilith's asleep, Emily pours gasoline on the house and sets it alight, hoping to kill Lilith. But Lilith decides, I'm not going down without a fight yet. I'm not dying yet. So the police officers escort Emily and Lilith to a temporary place to sleep, but Emily takes a detour and says to Lilith, "Oh, let's go for a surprise." And she races away in the car for like 18, 19 miles, maybe more. And then they basically crash through a gate, get off a pier and into a lake, and now we see Lilith for what she is. She's in full demon form, and Emily puts her in the back seat, locks her in the back seat, and in the end, Emily breaks free, gets out of the water, and you basically see Emily smiling because she got rid of Lilith. That's the gist of the movie. That's the gist of it. Right. That's the gist of it. So, my thoughts on this film, as you guys know, the unsettling part for me was the oven, where they put Lilith in the oven. I just thought, because I've never seen this movie before, this is the first time I saw it, so I've gone in blind thinking, oh, Lilith's innocent and the parents are just crazy enough jobs that want to kill her daughter. That's my initial thought when I saw that scene. But as I was watching the film, my thoughts of this movie completely changed. That's why I was saying I needed to put that out there first, that scene made me feel unsettled. I was unsettled by that scene. But this movie had it all. It told a story. It had a backstory of some of the characters. The kills were really good. Lilith shape-shifting. Lilith finally coming into a demon. You see all the emotions of Emily, who's played by Renee Zellweger. You get it all in this movie, and I that's why I said, besides that unsettling bit that made me feel unsettled at the beginning because I was going in with this blind, I freaking loved this film. Especially the ending. I loved the ending. I loved the ending, as I explained. I loved it so much. I'm actually going to be giving this movie a 9 out of 10. I would have give this movie a 10 out of 10, but that scene made me feel unsettled. So that's why Case 39 for me is going to get a 9 out of 10. I did love the rest of the movie. I loved the story, the backstory, even the music to this movie was pretty good. The kills, I loved Ian McShane's character, Bradley Cooper's character, Renee Zellweger's character. Renee Zellweger definitely stole the show with this. But as I said, if that scene didn't unsettle me, this would have been 10 out of 10. I'm telling you that for a fact. So, would I recommend this movie? Heck yes, I would. But bear in mind that unsettling scene. Bear in mind with that. Would I watch this again? Yes, I would. And I know for a fact, if I watch this again my feelings would change about this movie. It was just that scene. So that's the only reason why it's getting a 9 out of 10. So yeah, hope you enjoyed all my reviews. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Turn on notification bell on you. Get a brand new video from me tomorrow. We're starting the daily vlogs. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay gaudy, have unpleasant dreams, and I will see you all very soon. Ciao, ciao. I hope you enjoyed the review. Bye bye.